Question: a company is load testing its 3-tier production web application deployed with an AWS CloudFormation template on AWS. The application team is making changes to deploy additional Amazon EC and AWS Lambda resources to expand the load testing capacity. A database specialist wants to ensure that the changes made by the application team will not change the Amazon RDS database resources already deployed. Which combination of steps would allow the database specialist to accomplish this? Choose 2. Option A. Review the stack drift before modifying the template. Option B. Create and review a change set before applying it. Option C. Export the database resources as stack outputs. Option D. Define the database resources in a nested stack. Option E. Set a stack policy for the database resources. The correct answer is option A-D. Question: a database specialist is migrating a DB Amazon RDS for Oracle DB instance to an RDS for PostgreSQL DB instance using AWS-CDBS. The source RDS Oracle DB instance is in a VPC in the US East region. The target RDS for PostgreSQL DB instance is in a VPC in the US West region. Where should the AWS-CDBS replication instance be placed for the most optimal performance? Option A. In the same region and VPC of the source DB instance. Option B. In the same region and VPC as the target DB instance. Option C. In the same VPC and availability zone as the target DB instance. Option D. In the same VPC and availability zone as the source DB instance. The correct answer is option D. Question: a company is running an Amazon RDS for PostgreSQL DB instance and wants to migrate it to an Amazon Aurora PostgreSQL DB cluster. The current database is TB in size. The migration needs to have minimal downtime. What is the fastest way to accomplish this? Option A. Create an Aurora PostgreSQL DB cluster. Set up replication from the source RDS for PostgreSQL DB instance using AWS-CDBS to the target DB cluster. Option B. Use the pg_dump and pg_restore utilities to extract and restore the RDS for PostgreSQL DB instance to the Aurora PostgreSQL DB cluster. Option C. Create a database snapshot of the RDS for PostgreSQL DB instance and use this snapshot to create the Aurora PostgreSQL DB cluster. Option D. Migrate data from the RDS for PostgreSQL DB instance to an Aurora PostgreSQL DB cluster using an Aurora replica. Promote the replica during the cutover. The correct answer is option C. Question: a company is concerned about the cost of a large-scale, transactional application using Amazon DynamoDB that only needs to store data for days before it is deleted. In looking at the tables, a database specialist notices that much of the data is months old, and goes back to when the application was first deployed. What can the database specialist do to reduce the overall cost? Option A. Create a new attribute in each table to track the expiration time and create an AWS Glue transformation to delete entries more than 2 days old. Option B. Create a new attribute in each table to track the expiration time and enable DynamoDB streams on each table. Option C. Create a new attribute in each table to track the expiration time and enable time to live (TTL) on each table. Option D. Create an Amazon CloudWatch event to export the data to Amazon S3 daily using AWS Data Pipeline and then truncate the Amazon DynamoDB table. The correct answer is option A.